They want to ban TikTok to protect us from national security. This divided Congress that has been at each other's throats on every other topic can't agree on anything. Things that would have helped the American people, they're not coming together as bodies to unanimously agree that this app shouldn't exist. Interesting. We should discuss it. I'll probably need your guys' help in boosting this video because I do not want us having this conversation. Because if you are on this side of TikTok, not using it for dancing, you are part of a community of millions of people who are utilizing the power of this app for factual information that is out of the control of the American government, circulating at a speed that they cannot keep up with. You understand why this Congress does not want an app like that in the hands of millions of Americans who are willing to have this conversation, who are all collectively and simultaneously unhappy with the leadership of this country. You get it. And whether or not you do, allow me to be the one to offer the perspective that is the reality of America on this side of TikTok. And after I do, maybe even offer what could be the start to a solution. I've gotten so many messages from you guys asking me where I've been, what I've been up to. I appreciate all of you so much. I have been up to becoming the happiest, healthiest version of myself that you could possibly imagine, in spite of a system that wants the opposite for me, in spite of a system that wants the opposite for all of us. If you're new here, my name is McKenna. I joined this platform because of the Restrict Act. I am sick of the suffering that is happening at the hands of our leaders. And this ban reminded me why I started this platform in the first place. Because if you're on this side of TikTok, your perspective, that is the reality of America, is that we do not live in America, the country, unfortunately. We all work for America, the company, corporate America. And corporate America is in the business of one thing and one thing only, and that is profit by any means necessary. Well, the way that this company has been strategically designed is to make that profit off of its employees' labor and off of a healthcare system that makes its money off of complicated diseases and illnesses that we all get from the toxic chemicals that are being pumped into our food, water, and products by the corporations who run the show, the mega corporations who have monopolized the market, the mega corporations who so kindly provide Americans with a lifestyle of convenience, so kindly provide Americans with their food, water, and products that are all easily accessible, but toxic for you and expensive, but just cheap enough. Just cheap enough so that as competitive products that are good for you and good for the environment come to the market, they are too expensive to compete with the mega corporations. They are too expensive for the 38 million people living in poverty. They are too expensive for the 78% of the workforce living paycheck to paycheck in this broken country that promises to protect you. Ban TikTok to protect us for the American dream, right? So we can all live the American dream, right? But if you're on this side of TikTok, you've listened to hundreds, if not thousands of people, mostly millennials and Gen Z, who are saying that's not all it's hyped up to be. Ban TikTok to protect us, but go to work for 40 plus hours a week to barely survive for the majority of people in this country, have insomnia, depression, anxiety, ADHD, chronic pain, acne, and infection, GI issues, high blood pressure. When was the last time you or somebody you know went to the doctor and got down to the root cause of your problem? Really think about that. Or you provided a masking medication, an antibiotic or a steroid, an opioid, so kindly provided to you by Big Pharma. Sure, we'll make you feel better and take away your symptoms temporarily, but at a cost. Because what are you? What am I? What are we? The employees of a company whose entire model for profit requires its employees being sick if you're cured. If you are not going to space in a rocket, if you are not a billionaire, if you are not an elite, if you are not in upper management of this company that is corporate America, you are an employee of this company whether you like it or not. What are we? The employees to a company who requires its employees being sick if you're cured. What profit do you provide to a company if you're cured? What you work? Well, in a system whose mega corporations run our lifestyle, food, water, and products that are all expensive and toxic for us. What are we, the employees, almost guaranteed to be at some point in our life? Struggling financially, sick physically, mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually, and relying heavily on a system that swears to protect you. So you have to work for healthcare in this system where you're almost guaranteed to be sick at some point in your life. You want to ban TikTok to protect us. But there are forever chemicals being found in my drinking water. Forever chemicals are man-made. They are manufactured chemicals. They do not appear out of thin air. They are put there by someone somewhere, and they are in our drinking water and in our products. And they are linked to various health conditions and things like cancer. And they do not degrade in the human body. They will be passed down from you to your children, to your great-grandchildren, and so on forever. And linked to various health conditions and things like cancer in a system that just so happens to conveniently profit off of you and your children and your great-grandchildren having various health conditions and things like cancer. They want to ban TikTok to protect us. This is a classic example of corporate toxicity, where the leaders of this company have lost sight of what it's like to be on the ground as an employee of their own company. They have absolutely no idea what it's like to be a working class American in their own country, and they do not care. They are not empathetic because they are leading with power, like on a power trip with ego. They do not understand, and they are not empathetic. And they do not want the feedback of their employees. They do not want pushback from their citizens when bad decisions are being made, because they care about power, control, and money. And the model works for them. They have all of those things. So they would rather shut the complaint box up when the people on this app are saying, hey, we're going to draw the line at you poisoning us for profit. Your company will fail. Your country will fail. There was a trend going around on this app because of all of the shitty things that are going on in this country by our leadership, of people saying that if we broke out in World War III and there was a draft in America, that they would not go fight for this country. They would rather go to prison than fight for America. And instead of listening to the very people, the very consumers, the citizens of their country who are providing them with the profit, providing them with the power and the control, saying, no, this is where we're going to draw the line. And this is like a single problem. This is one problem of many problems being created by this power trip, greedy, egotistical leadership in our country on both sides. And instead of listening, they would rather burn the complaint box. They would rather pass in the House in days after they can't agree on anything to take this app away. Now they're getting shit done. Interesting. God, so the solution, the toxicity of these leaders is bleeding down the rungs of the corporate ladder to all of us, the employees. We are toxic for ourselves and our habits and our lifestyle, and to each other in our relationships. I am guilty of this. I have spent time on this app arguing with my fellow employees thinking it's going to change something. It's not. So the solution, the way that I see this working is that if we can cut out toxicity in our relationships, in our lives, in our habits, and change it in our products, we can start purchasing from the companies that are good for you and good for the environment. You make a statement to the companies that are poisoning you for profit. Your company will fail. You need to be held accountable and adjust your model, or your company will fail. This is how we want to be as America. We want products that are good for you and good for the environment. We need to change our habits to become healthier so that we can be more empathetic and understanding and patient with each other. I am guilty of this. I have focused my life in the last several months becoming a more empathetic, patient, understanding person. And I have been doing it by cutting out toxicity. I am more clear, mentally clear than I have ever been in my entire life. I am more sharp than I've ever been. I am more clear. I am more focused. I am more motivated. I am more patient. I am more in tune with myself and my emotions. I feel more in control. I live a more peaceful, happy life. Go watch the first video that I ever made about the Restrict Act. I was living in fear. I was anxious about the future of this country, and I only know more. You want me to live anxious and depressed and fearful of the future? You want to ban TikTok to protect us? Okay, well then let's go out with a bang. Use the content on this app I have to change your life, to become more financially sound, to become happier, to become healthier, to cut out the things that have been given to us conveniently, so kindly by all of these corporations surrounding this society that are all toxic for you. And I am just telling you, speaking from personal experience, my life has shifted tenfold. I am more self-aware than I have ever been in my entire life, in the capacity of being able to navigate my life, figure out my problems, change the things that I don't like about myself, hold myself accountable to becoming a better person, all because I have the mental clarity without the toxicity in my life, all because I have space in my life for nothing but good people, people who are motivating and amazing and supportive and full of love and joy, who are happy for my successes. Cut out the people in your life that are toxic for you, and then you won't take up space in your life with toxic people, and you will not miss them. I promise you, speaking from personal experience. And let's all collectively get better together, because we all know math. We went to school for 8 hours a day, and thank God we learned the Pythagorean theorem. I bet you're using that every day. But at least we can add. And there is numbers in all of us. We are the foundation of this company that is corporate America. We are the people, the consumers who decide and demand what's right in this country, because it's our country. It's a democracy. So follow along. I am happy to share all of my secrets and hope that some of them resonate with you. But truthfully, the answer is cutting out toxicity. It is cutting out toxicity so that we can lead by example and we can get better and show that being empathetic and understanding of this human experience and coming together and making this place a more joyful, happy place for the majority of people, our leadership is failing.